So you've probably experienced the frustration of loading up a game of Football Manager and not progressing past the first screen, not even sure what leagues to load, never mind what club you might take charge of. Well, in this new series, we're going to have a look at some of the stories that might tempt you to start a save in FM22. We're going to start in France by looking at 3 clubs that you might fall in love with. We've restricted ourselves to 3 picks. There are plenty more we could have gone with, and make sure you let us know down in the comments clubs that you're thinking about taking charge of in France in FM22. But without further ado, let's have a look at our first pick. Northwest of Saint-Etienne lies the city of Clermont. Home to 150,000 inhabitants, this could be the backdrop to an epic Football Manager adventure. On the field, the Lancers have had a quiet history. In the dugout, however, Clermont made headlines in 2014 when they appointed Helena Costa as the first female coach of a French professional men's team. Costa's reign would last just 1 month, but she was succeeded by Corinne Diacre, who became the first female coach to take charge of a men's professional game in France. Diacre was at the helm for 3 years before going on to become head coach of France's women's national team. So what makes Clermont an interesting destination for fans of Football Manager? Well, FM22 will see Clermont Foot appear in Ligue 1 for the first time in their 100-year history, after current boss PASCAL GASTIEN guided the team to promotion last season. While France's more illustrious clubs replenish their ranks with legends of the game, Clermont will have one of the smallest budgets in Ligue 1 and survival will be a real achievement. If you're looking for a top-flight challenge with a club that requires some significant development before they're ready to challenge for domestic honours, Clermont may well fit the bill. So top-flight survival with Clermont is choice number 1, but with choice number 2 we're looking at a club that experienced better times in its past. Sir Alex Ferguson's 26 years in charge of Manchester United is one of the most famous dynasties in football. However, in Burgundy there lies a city for whom 26 years is the time it takes for a manager to merely settle in. Legendary coach Guy Roux managed Auxerre during 3 separate spells over a 44-year period. Roux took over the club when they were an amateur outfit in France's lower leagues when he was still in his early 20s. His first spell at the helm ended prematurely when he was drafted to complete his national service, but between 1964 and 2000, Roux became one of the most revered operators in the French game. Under Roux, Auxerre rose up the leagues and by 1980 were promoted to France's top flight, a remarkable achievement for a city of just 35,000 people. Auxerre's success was built on developing young talent such as Manchester United legend Eric Cantona, the future Roma and Milan defender Philippe Mexes, Liverpool-bound Djibril Cissé and Bakary Sagna of Arsenal and Manchester City fame. Merely sustaining top-flight football for a club this size would be a feat in itself, but Roux also delivered trophies. Having lost a Coupe de France final when still a Ligue 2 club in 1979, Auxerre won the trophy 4 times with Roux at the helm. However, Auxerre's greatest achievement came in the 95-96 season when they won the Ligue 1 title, with future World Cup winner Laurent Blanc marshalling a side that also contained future internationals such as SABRI LAMOUCHI. Unfortunately, life has been tougher for Auxerre since Roux' retirement. Relegated to the second tier in 2012, last season's 6th place finish is as good as they've achieved in the last decade. Restoring the Diplomats to Liga and building a side once more capable of challenging for honours might be the perfect Football Manager adventure. So Auxerre is certainly a club that require rescuing, but if we drop down to the 3rd tier of French football, we'll find a team from the capital that were a founder of Ligue 1 that might just be the perfect setting for your next FM22 adventure. Is there a more satisfying accomplishment than depriving PSG of honours? Well, just such an opportunity awaits you if you assume control of Red Star FC, the oldest club from the capital and the 3rd oldest in all of France. Red Star were founded by Jules Rimet, who would later go on and serve as FIFA president, but in 1897 Rimet was busy establishing a club from the capital built on anti-discrimination ideals, a DNA that still resonates with Red Star supporters today. When football in France embraced professionalism in the 1930s, Red Star were one of the founder members of Ligue 1. By this time, the club had already triumphed in the Coupe de France 4 times during the 1920s, and they added a 5th cup victory in 1942. The club is synonymous with the left-leaning politics of its passionate fan base. These values were instilled by Rimé but immortalised by the legend of Rino Della Negra. Della Negra was the son of Italian migrants living in Paris, and he was a member of the French resistance during the Second World War. He was a youth player with Red Star but was captured by the Nazis and executed before making a first-team appearance. His letters to family members shortly before his death have become legendary amongst Red Star supporters due to the love he expressed for communist ideals and for Red Star FC. Today the club ply their trade in the 3rd tier and placed 7th last campaign. However, one of France's oldest clubs have lofty ambitions of a return to the top flight. Perhaps you are the football manager to take on this long-term project and return them to the promised land. So there are 3 challenging saves that you could take on in France that might make the perfect football manager adventure. Make sure to tell us down in the comments other great saves you've had in France in the past, and we'll see you soon when we look at another 3 clubs that might just tempt you to start a save.